Well, hello everyone. This is comrade-Sirius. Welcome to another episode from Workers and Resources. And we need to pause the game because winter is coming. And you can see that we have some cableway wagons down here. And we are manufacturing them, and we are manufacturing quite more than I originally intended to. You know why? You will see. I tried to reconnect this area around. I wasn't successful. The reason is that after I disconnected the wire from both sides and reconnected it to this line, this bit has no power. When I disconnected this again, well, all wagons disappeared. I don't know where they are. Some of them were waiting here, some of them were, waiting in the station. They are not anymore. I don't know where they are, but they are not here. So, currently we are not supplying any coal, because there's 0 wagons on the tracks, and yeah, we are slowly running out of coal. Hopefully, yeah, I activated already the line with, those cargo trucks, so they should be coming any second. Now, hopefully, it almost feels like they were here already, maybe not, but they definitely should be on the way. Yep, that's these 3. If you take a look at them, yep, they are coming already. So they should get us those new cargo wagons in time. In the meantime, yeah, it's 22nd of November, so the last day before there is some snow. So we should do something about it. By the way, many of you know me that I'm one of the authors. I'm not the sole author, and most of original work belongs to Richard, the modder. But I help polishing many stuff, and also I am the political voice behind Community Update, which even Bibaljo knows it. You might know me even from him, and that's one thing he appreciates. He doesn't appreciate other things I do, but these things he does. So, well, that's where we are. There were many changes that weren't included originally. One of them is that we made some of these small buildings as a non-collision. You obviously cannot build them in a realistic mode like this, because, yeah, they would look silly. But it's, helping to be able to connect them, to buildings and to align them with stuff much better. It's, these some of these substations, some of these water stations, like for example water switches, and its neat part is obviously that thing that you can connect the path from whatever side you want to, so you are not, limited to the area where they're coming from. It's, water switches, sewage pumps. Not sure that early start, even early start sewage pumps. These things. Even, the big water pump is made as a non-collision. It has no rotational sidewalk because that thing has doors. So, that's where we are. But big pump and small pump are non-collision. So you do not need to spread them between buildings and just, be unhappy that you cannot fit it somewhere next to anything. You can just, plop it. Yeah, you can plop it in the middle of a dump. Don't do it. That's not what it was meant for. Early start pumps apparently have not such upgrade, and early start water substation has not been done this way as well. I will try to fix it after recording of this video, and then I will post it on my Google Disk. Installation of this is very simple. You simply download the stuff. That file is usually named like media _Soviet, and then it's like this time will be version 1.17. Doesn't matter, it's just our ways of tracking what we have done, and most of these changes you will simply have. If you download it, you just go to your game folder, which is usually like C, programs, Steam, wherever you have Steam installed, and in the main folder of Soviet Republic, like Steam apps, common, Soviet Republic, and then there's the only big folder inside the Soviet Republic folder, and that's called Media Soviet. And once you see this, once you're in the main address area of the game, you can simply replace, unzip those files. There is again Media Soviet folder inside, packed inside, with all of those script ini files or building ini files and so on. You'll just copy paste it, overwrite it, and it will work. If you will be dissatisfied, if you won't be liking it, never mind. You can simply click verify files in the Steam version of the game, and it will instantly replace all of those things back. But I can tell you they are quite addictive. And yes, manual installation of such thing feels kinda sus for some players. I understand. But yeah, that thing does not contain any virus, because those script.ini, those are usually all of those files, well, not all, most of those files you can open in Notepad, and you can see what's inside, and basically that's standard things for the game. And those that are not ini files are DDS files, and there are things like, for example, underground wires. You can see these dots, you do not have them, and most importantly, with underground wires, they were quite hard to detect. So now you can see, now you can zoom in those colors. Red ones are these, blue ones are the medium ones, I do not have them here. Green ones are those 5 megawatts. The same goes for, small wires. So these ones, as you can see, are the red ones with the red stripe in the middle. Those are our updates. They did not make it into meta. They are here available for you. And yeah, for someone who really likes to use these, they are there. So links should be in the description. If not, remind me in the comments. That's all. Okay, so let's build a substation. And it feels kind of okay to just put it where it should be. So, for example, somewhere here, you wouldn't be able to build it because this is the yellow square or rectangle that the building contains. I do not care. I can simply just flop it down. And yeah, you can see building in the way because we placed it in a wrong way. So you still need to kind of adhere to the option of collisions, that those things are there, but you can place it at the side and it will work. For example, the same thing goes for waste stands, because smaller waste stands, you can see that these buildings have quite some wasted space. This steel mill, not that much, but there are other buildings like big universities, sometimes hotels and such. Well, not this one, but for example, this hotel, which is quite annoying. And if you have non-collision decorations, for example, you can place those things there. And if you would have waste stands, non-collisions like we do, you can do it this way as well. Big ones are not made collisions because that would be humongous and stupid, right? So that's where we do. Please do not place those in buildings, it would look silly. But it's a little bit of a blessing when you have terrain like this, so it would be quite hard to sometimes squeeze that in, and needing perfectly level terrain. Yeah, you can dig them a little bit in, but yeah. When you have that space, do it. Because in reality, those things would happen. By the way, liquid fertilizer train has already went on. It went to Budin, so we can take a look. Yeah, they are here. And we have small cisterns running towards those farms relentlessly, which is okay. We also have 2 of these vehicles running towards the Petrwald farm. Yeah, they are small cistern, Skoda 706 RTH. RTH, not H, fucking hell. And there should be these guys as well, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure they are connected, but Yeah, there's no liquid fertilizer here for now, but they will be, because we will have, no, they have it connected, but they, what do you mean there's no power? Fuck me sideways. Okay, then to please high priority. I forgot I made it from 2 parts. I was like, why? Yeah, now I know. Okay. So let's set this up before winter comes, because then I will play throughout the winter mostly in cuts. So let's do it. Wait until loaded. Wait until unloaded. That's one. That was the right one. This will be the second one. Wait until loaded. Wait until unloaded. And that's what we'll do. Should be super easy. So that's where we are. Yeah, I probably would be. I probably could make it, you know, part of this, but I don't give a shit. This is much better option for me. Anyways, I will probably do the same for these guys. But I wanted to. Yeah, we started, you know, working on another distribution office. So this is the one that will get done for 7 as well. So POs from Stichkov will help us with it, and they will let us know when it will happen, because we have 5 cisterns and they are not very able to keep up. Though we definitely are going to help them with liquid fertilizer distribution. But that means we should have more cisterns manufactured, and I'm not sure we do have. The dry bulk tank, that's not a cistern. This is a, yeah, that's another dry bulk. Okay. Do we have some fuel cisterns? You know, like these, but these are just for 7 tons, I believe. Not sure that's what I wanted. Cistern? Oh! Richard changed also some Czech signs, so these are cisterns for products right now. Okay, 7 and 7. Well, feels like we are going to use these ones. Okay, so please connect them together in one go. Yep, the blue one feels fine. 1, 2, how many? Well, basically 6, so we can fill the entire distribution office. So yeah, slot it somewhere here. We do not need it right now, or you know, maybe here. They can be up there. And you know what? We will manufacture some of those in the future. Just have 1, 2, maybe 2. So that's what we'll do. Yep, I'm always just, you know, sending in the game. Okay, we have this thing. Now we need a wire. We probably do not need the biggest one yet, but it would absolutely feel fine if we would be able to. What is this, by the way? Yeah, that's a substation divider for very few substations, and it has minimum draw. That's something I absolutely love. So come on. Yeah, I know. I know it cannot be placed under rows. So. What the? Oh, there's the. I know what's blocking us. Because we need to turn and miss those stairs, right? After that, it's free for all. That's okay. Yeah, that was. Why? Thank you. Yeah. Much better. Appreciate it. Okay. So, yeah, for 1 probably. And there is a reconstruction office. Wow. That's a lot of stuff that they are working on. I probably know why. But okay. You know what? You can build these two. I'm not employing standard guys. Let's just let them work. And the last thing that we do have is in the train factory. We have bought a license for EDK. It was about 1.8 million. So that's why we have what we have here. You can see it actually in the last month. That's 1.888. Yeah, that was the license for EDK. So that's what we are making. We are making 7 of them right now. 2 for Vysočany, 1 for tunnelers in Libeň, and 4 for actual Libeň and Karlín. So that's what we'll do. And yeah, we're at 15 minutes, so let us give a break and we'll see how it goes. By the way, these guys are unable to harvest so far. What is wrong? How are we on with crops? That's not great. Oh, they are collecting right from those fields. We're just having way old harvesters, it seems. That's something we could do. That's something we could do something about. Because we are harvesting with S4 combined. They are level 20 speed and 14 kilometers of hour driving. Understand, it's probably not the best one. If we take a look at what we can actually obtain. I probably do not have a harvester, right? Combine, nope. Combine here. Yeah, we can have 20 kilometers of hour speed and 24 level. That's something to consider. Yeah, no workshop please, for now. But definitely something to consider. And if we take a look at what vehicles do we have, yeah, the whole map, and let's look at harvesters. Yeah, we got those Stalinets and Kommunar as well. Wow, that's a lot. That's a very old stuff. Yeah, we got those SK4s in Chimice and Jablice. But these guys are definitely not the best. And we got also, yeah, in the Budin, we got these SK-TNH. That's also not too wonderful. Because if we compare these, what we can buy as a tractor. Yeah, we got these 15 and 18. Well, they are comparable. We'll probably wait for better ones. Therefore, yeah, those, though to be fair, Kommunar ones are not the thing I really would like to have, because if we take a look at them, and where do we have them? Where do we even have them? I don't know. Well, definitely. Looks like not here. Which farm was the first? These guys. Yeah. This is a museum. Stalinet, yeah. 9 speed. Yeah, these S65s are okay. By the way, if you wondered what I have been doing in Czech episode, it was this thing. We were scrapping wagons, and the way it was, man, it was a problem. I'm absolutely increasing, workers count, because one wagon, I don't know how much it takes, but around 100 days. We definitely need to chew from through those, because we have a few more here as well. And it feels like, yeah, this is something we definitely should do. Yeah, go to scrapyard. You do not need to load these too. But you go at scrapyard and you wait until unloaded and you can go there. Though to be fair, they shoot through quite a lot of them, so probably, 10 workers is... 5 workers is fine. You do not need it that preciously. But the good part is that we are having, those old Stuttgart wagons out of our business, and we can keep what we have here. Let's take a look at what we have down here. We definitely do have some more space for extra wagons. At least that's what it feels like. Because, yeah, those trains are already running. 120 prefabs, some boards. I think we can actually just move them in. And, yeah, there's something that definitely shouldn't be here, because these down here were meant for cisterns and not for anything else. Who was responsible for this? You guys? Maybe. Just do it. If you want to know how, because there are also, you know, cistern wagons as a part of this office, it's very simple. You tell it to go here, and we can actually start it. Yeah, you can't. You tell it to load, you click the locomotive, and it opens this menu. Here you can pick whatever category you want, and for example I go like with cargo wagons, and you can either load all cargo wagons, so it will load only cargo wagons and leave locomotives, or you can take whichever wagons you want to load, and these are, you know, all available. And what I want are these Stuttgarts, so that's what they will be picking up. No, they are not Stuttgarts, these are open. Those are open wagons. So that means I'm not sending this guy out there, because this is the loco that, yeah, that's up the hill, and that's something I do not want. So instead I will assign this express loco, or yeah, maybe this one, doesn't really matter. So you will come here, you will load, go here, unload, and go back. You can move on. What do you mean there's no fuel station in reach? You have this one. You don't have, because that thing don't have fuel. Why? It's not like we ran out of fuel, right? Come on, guys. You are definitely supposed to handle yourself. Come on in. I'm not sure they will be able to set off, but hey. We are probably in a problem of having too many locomotives, because this one is doing meat. This one is doing absolutely nothing. Why? Can't you just supply those? This one is supplied. Probably not a problem. And it's not like you cannot load coal, because apparently you can. There is coal. There's 5,000 tons of coal. Yeah, now you're going. Yeah, 350 tons, because, yeah, 7 times 50. Because one of those wagons can do 50 tons. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay. It feels nice. And yeah, we do have 600 tons of liquid fertilizer. That's why the train is coming here. Yeah, they are absolutely on time. I really love when things work like this. So that's cool. That's new, but that's cool. And yeah, that's okay. By the way, yeah, trucks are driving through here. We definitely do not need this one. Go home. We do not need you. At least, you know, not here. And I will simply cut this off, because nobody needs to be using this shortcut anymore. That's why we have the main line. You know what? Yeah. The same goes for these guys. Though, to be fair, if we would be, you know, moving more machinery, like, you know, for the fields, it would be better to have this as a sideway. We might keep it there. You know what? Make this as a high priority, so it gets. No, you do not need to. They are fine enough. Yeah, this distribution office probably was not helping. We didn't. Well, we did harvest some of that. We have more than 5,000 tons, but we will need. Yeah, we will need power, and we do have some. Do we have a big connection? Yeah, we have 2 big connections. So One is a continuation, which probably should go down here towards Bohnice. Or will we do it as the upper way, because there will be nothing down here. So we will just connect it towards here. But when we will connect it towards there, we are in a pickle. What do I mean? I've been explaining how power works. And you know this from me. We have these guys, and they are basically cross-wired to each other. What I mean with cross-wired, they are connected in a way that, that they can supply, stuff. Both of these can go to both of these via those extra switches. You can see, those two wires are connected to a different priority switch. The same goes, this one goes to the left one, this one goes to the right one. So far so good. We have one extra wire that can probably be the biggest one as well. 1 and 2. And this one is going to be from the waste burning plant, which is this one. Because we replaced the big incinerator with big incinerator producing power. Yeah, the wire has not been fully done yet. Because we were waiting for the final... We have been waiting for the final rendition of the area above. That's what all these mines are for. No, not mines, but farms. But now that we know, we can actually just start. Digging. If I take a look, yeah, there are not many. Doesn't look like there are that many problems. So yeah, we will go right beside the road. And yes, it's an underground cable, way too long. I could have done it in a different way. I didn't, and I'm not changing my view. So this is where it comes from the outside. And it comes towards here. It has the same length. So it will be, able to feed into these, all of these. Yeah, as you can see, it has sections. That's not a bad thing, actually. Because then it can get done faster when I will need it. So, that's it. But that means these two are completely occupied. It might be a good thing, it might not be a good thing, doesn't really matter. But now we cannot point an outside, and that's what I mean, we cannot point an outside power to this setup. And you know what we can do together? We can do some power calculations. Because that's something that is really important. And let's do it for just one branch. This is Stříškov. This is, it's called, and this is a steel mill. Currently, through here goes only like 0.6. Not a problem at all. And what would be, much more valuable to actually connect might be this one. Might be this one, because there goes 5 through here, through the import channel. And to be fair, we should be able to replace this with our own source. Now, how will we do it? How would we do it? It's very simple. We would need to connect something towards here that will feed all of it. Strictly speaking, we do not need this one. If we will be able to feed ourselves, you know, towards the bigger one. As you can see, they are connected in a series. If we would be able to connect towards this one, you know, there goes 6 through it, it would be fine. There are just 2 yellow ones, and they transfer quite a lot. So, this one is probably our target. That one is one intermediate node from source. That source is customs. We can do 2 things. 2. Like this. If you plug your own source, which translates to a priority switch, it automatically gets flagged in these yellow switches as a priority source. You have 3 types of sources. The lowest priority automatically in these. The lowest priority is foreign power connection. I'm not sure if this counts as foreign power connection. I hope so. Definitely the native ones do count, but this is technically our building. I'm not sure the code counted with it. I hope so it did. But we can still switch it off manually if we need to. Second are your normal power sources. So coal power plant, nuclear power plant, you know, and other power plants that are there. I'm not sure. Yeah, the gas power plant as well. Yeah, these are your normal sources. And then there are special ones, and these are, you know, the renewable sources. They act like they are basically free. They are not, but you know how it works. And these guys, they have absolute priority at these. So as long as they are connected directly to a, you know, combined directly into this one yellow switch, they have priority with renewables, which is kind of hard to do with wind power plant, but with solar it can work. Because you cannot connect wind power plant directly, that's where the problem is. Then the second highest priority, the standard ones, are your standard power plants. And the lowest priority is foreign power connection. And that's what I will try to do it. That's what I will try to do here. I can even try I can even try to aim for even the renewable plant, because fucking lovely. You know, that thing is absolutely humongous. Ouch. Won't be able to fit it anywhere. Maybe. Okay. Not now. For the prioritization to work, we need to connect directly from a source to these. That's not a small task. We know that there runs like 5-6 megawatts. We can easily get on with just a small wire, just the underground cable. So we can connect this one directly all the way towards one of these priority switches. If we would like to, you know, ease the pain of, you know, our network, we can also do it with at this node, because that's the one coming from customs, but it's now a standard path of 2. 1, 2. We can plug another set, which, you know, can be done. We would be able to plug another set right in here, and that would work. Or, you know, we would be technically able to plop it right inside, because down here, that's almost 10 megawatts, like, that's a lot. That's something I'm actually thinking about. Like you can see, yeah, it sometimes hop above 10. We have this foreign pipeline connection connected, but well, that will take a while. I'm just thinking if I'm able to, build something like that. Something like the solar power plant. Because that would be fun to connect, right? Into this part. But the problem is, we have only one free connection left. And that's therefore not the easiest thing to do. Because I definitely don't want to cut ourselves out of it. But the best candidate for our own power, therefore, would be this one. Because it feeds the right network and the left network as well. We have, the main split of forces we have here. So what it feels like, we would be able to do a wind pump, something like a solar power plant. Yeah, it's bigger than the hill, okay. We would be able to have, a secondary source, or I can simply just, draw our own power here. And connect it into this one. And why not? We can do the same for these. Those will be 2 own connections. And we would be able to just, drag them all the way around. And as long as they would be connected into priority switches of, our own republic, they would be treated, or at least should be treated, as priority ones. And they should get absolute priority. Yeah, set priority too many times, and I will say even more. The last of that is this one. This is, the main one for the steel mill and for whatever comes next. And after connecting underground 12 megawatt underground wires here and here, each from different priority switch, that's why I have 2 of those there, I can do one more power, and that would lead directly to this one. Well, yeah. Because this thing can handle priorities. You can say it's set to low power. Niska means low. It's connected directly towards here. So that 1 megawatt flowing through here, or, under 1 megawatt, currently, is sourced from there, but it will be much more in the future. We can simply connect a second option that will, feed into our main network. And that one will source from one of these priority switches, go all the way through here, and will therefore connect easily into this site. And what I'm currently thinking about is, can we, or would we, be able to place a solar power plant? And that thing is even bigger than I still thinking. Like, I was like, can we just place it down here? We can't. Like, there's a lot of, free space, but we won't be able to just even level that shit up. Okay. I will try to, place it here above. Yeah. This is a space that we will fit. Not here. Down here. These guys can actually, utilize some roundabout mechanic. This is a hill, yeah, because there is a hill in Jablitsky High. So, what I will do is I will add a big not priority switch, but I will add a normal switch up here. And that one will be connected to the grid of, you know, these guys. They have a secondary option. You do see that. And the main one is down here. You can see it. That's at the side next to me. And that one will get connected to the yellow one. That yellow one will get connected to this priority switch at the start. Will be down here, get connected, and then it will move to... Basically, there might be two options. What is going on through here? How there are like 2 megawatts of power already here? What the... Why? Where is it? Where does it go? I don't know. Never mind. Well, to be fair, we can easily just source it towards the steel mill and try to make steel from free power. Feels like something we absolutely can do. And to be fair, speaking of power connections, we should easily be able to connect the solar power plant with its, you know, array of medium voltage wires. We should easily be able to connect it towards these guys, because we have like 2.3 megawatts each. So can we actually just make it less likely to work? Where are we sourcing the power? And now node calculations need to happen. If this is 1, then where is this thing go? Right, if you don't know, the best thing to do is just, you know, hover above. Okay, this is a second one. Yeah, sure. And then we have, then we have the main one. 2, 3, 4. 4 to source. Okay. That's one way to do it. We got 4 to source there. So that's something like a big no-no. But it's not a big no-no. It's just a good calculation needs to happen. Why? Because if this is 1, then you need at least 2 more, because there are 3 in the other direction. You need at least 2 more to prevent brownouts when the solar power plant would not manufacture enough. Because it's node length plus minus 1. And it is not plus 1 and minus 1 at the same time. It's just, you know, the fastest way plus, and the fastest way plus, the shortest way and shortest way plus 1. So if we are going to connect this, I need a transformer and at least 1 more intermediate node of, you know, this size. That's doable. So, yeah, let's do it. Let me plan it. I will show you the rest. Well, here we are. The episode is an hour long. Obviously, cuts will be made. But here we are. And this is the solar power plant. Yeah, it will take a while. And as I told you, this is a road towards it, because I do not want to cross the main line more times than I really need to. Hopefully it will be okay. If not, we'll just make a bridge in the future or something like that. So don't worry too much about it. I also give it a connection of a switch, because that's something we will need. Water will come probably in the future. It doesn't need heat, so that's cool. It obviously doesn't need power, because it can power itself. It's a fucking solar power plant, so yay! Great thing. Down here is a nice connection of 5 1.85 megawatt underground cables. This thing can output almost 10 megawatts, which you can see. Circuit breaker is 2.3 megawatts. That's the maximum production. And, you know, 5 times 1.85 comes pretty close because it's almost 2 per wire. So we should be pretty okay. So therefore we go this via transformer and an extra substation or a switch, you can whatever you want to call it, because those things are needed. If you would need one more, if I miscalculated, there is a space for one, so shouldn't be too big of a problem. And that's where we are. That's what we'll do. There will be a connection, or is connection towards this one. And I will also utilize this power connection, which is not seen, but yeah, it will be this one. That one will go towards the steel mill down here as the highest priority. It shouldn't cause troubles. And the shouldn't means that we can... Well, I'm not sure it's a good idea either. right now I'm not sure it is a good idea, to be fair. Yeah, this is the wire towards there. Okay, we won't do it because... Oh, you know what? We can... The problem with priority switch is that it priority draws. And we would easily be able to circle that thing around itself. So that's something I do not want to do. But, and that will be a little bit of big but, we can connect it to this thing and let it naturally get sorted. We can also set the big wire to just go through here, and we can select another big wire to go towards this part. So that will be a triplet of a wire. Ooh. Now you got some interesting news. But we will have a triplet of a wire that will go next to each other. So where is that happening? We are in Radotín. Haven't been here the whole episode. Well, it definitely... Oops. That feels like a big one. But it was a clinic, kiosk, brick houses, monument, and water substation. That's not great. Hopefully, well, this one is burning. Hopefully, yeah, they would be covered from other stuff. Wow, that's a lot of guys. What the fuck is even burning? What was this? Yeah, another brick houses. Fucking hell. Okay, that's like... Wow. Too many criminals in Jablitze, okay. What? Okay, yeah, that was Food Factory in Skyskov. Low loyalty in Karolin, good. Epidemic situation, great. Low loyalty, missing food, I know. And here we are, yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 buildings burning. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 already down? What the fuck is this earthquake? Okay, they are able to just put this one out. Cool. Well, 11 maybe. Yeah, but what? Why? 7.2. Warning, warning. Very strong earthquake. Evacuate. Where can I evacuate my citizens? Yeah. Very wide area, I noticed, yeah. Magnitude 7.2. Yeah, that's not funny. Okay, we'll need... well, police station feels fine. We definitely will need a little bit more people in the hospital, because... yeah, because reasons. These things are not needed that much. I would much rather save houses, but... I'm not sure we are prepared for this. Like, this magnitude is insane. And yes, we do have demolition office, but... wow. Where did they put it? Yeah, we will work for everything, so... okay. By the way, this is the reason why you do not build industries near your city, because this thing would just absolutely demolish everything. Like, I'm not even kidding, that's... that's rubbish. Okay, so, well... let's see how much they will be able to take down, because I expect we will lose more buildings anyway. Well, at least it feels like we didn't lost any critical infrastructure. So yeah, I mean, these things are working. Okay, another house housing down. These guys was looking like there is someone, but okay, there is someone as well here. Yeah, they are absolutely with the trash. So how many more? These guys and these guys. Okay, these guys are fine. Just a small. Okay, now they're talking. 64, 84. Fuck. Yeah, I know this won't be happy. I absolutely understand this. Okay. So now we are done. Yeah, I increased this to more than probably needed, but hey, I'm glad that we had maximum effect. Now there are two problems. One of them is, you know, reconstruction office. Which you can see, it has a lot of stuff to be done. Let's go with break houses first, because these guys are absolutely needed. University, kind of. The rest can wait a little bit. And now, let's start auto search with demo office. Okay, start looking. Okay. This is fine because it actually allows us to flag all of those. Will they be able to just, you know, assign themselves? Or not? Because they are definitely not, you know, taken down. Okay, we got auto search. It definitely didn't help. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, Okay, it's just a statue. You will let me know when these things are done, because I will need you. I will need to assign you. I will need to assign you back. Something more? No. This one. Again. What do we have here? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Again, notify me when done. These things, this thing probably needs a higher stuff, because yeah, there's the hazardous waste, and that would cause a, it might cause a problem. Water substation, probably higher as well, because that one we absolutely do need. I didn't know that we can do this. We lost the kindergarten. Okay. Yeah, fire destroy the building. Yeah, that's the one. We lost one building, one vehicle. So that means we are having a fire station without a vehicle, maybe. Well, we'll see. We'll see afterwards. Yeah. Okay. A few more. This one and this one. That's another water substation. So let me know, because water substation needs to be taken care of. Especially those, you know, powered ones. Okay, and you think I'm fine? Yeah, there, because that's a source building. Good. Any more purple spots? Nope. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 11. This is what I get for bug hunting, because in Czech episode we had a problem. Now we have this. Okay. Well, time for me to rebuild stuff. Not happy. You can be sure about it. Well, anyway, have a nice day and see you in future episodes, probably in the spring. Bye bye.